I received a copyright strike on this one. Looks like I'm hitting some nerves talking about the beast that is coming out of the pit of Revelation 9:11. And this movie, A Monster Calls, is blatantly and explicitly showing us these things. And I am sure that the makers of this movie, who are definitely the Jesuit Illuminati behind all of these things, the Vatican, what have you, they just do not want people waking up. So I am sorry that I have to remove the trailer at the beginning as well as a great clip at the end of a scene in the school of the main character. But alas, at least you will get the picture or the gist of what I'm trying to tell you without having to see the trailer. But you can always find the trailer for yourself on YouTube. As always, God bless you. Please keep paying attention to what is in plain sight, and please enjoy the rest of this video. God bless you. Shoutouts to Sister Libby for letting me know of a brand new movie that came out in theaters this past October the 27th entitled A Monster Calls. She claimed that this movie went along with my previous video regarding the young pope about how the Vatican and the mystery religions in the background are frantically preparing the world for what is coming. They are very aware that the dragon and the beast and the false prophet are coming very soon, and they are working overtime in preparing the general public to accept what is coming. They want to put this predictive programming into the hearts and minds of the masses so that they will be ready for what is about to unfold on the earth. And this movie, as I saw the trailer, definitely is putting that agenda in plain sight. We are being shown that the destroyer is coming and that Apollyon, the pit of Revelation 9:11, is going to open. And these things are about to happen very soon. And as we look at some screenshots and information from the internet, I'm sure you will see that for yourself here. But basically, the gist of the movie is about a boy seeking the help of a tree monster to cope with his single mom's terminal illness. So that's what they want you to think that it's about. It's a fantasy, a boy trying to cope with his mother's illness. But really, there's a lot more going on than that. And as we look at some screenshots from the trailer itself, again, it can seemingly seem like an innocent movie. The trailer opens, again, very innocently showing a boy and his mother. But can you spot the CERN looking object right here in the scene? And to me, this was what caught my eye right there. Basically a CERN looking type object. And of course, you've got the black and white duality in some of the monster pics, on the wall, as above, so below, being shown to us. And as we keep going, the mother says that maybe if we take a pencil and make a face, but all the while, as these few next scenes that you'll see are going, there's a sound of a clock ticking in the background. So that to me denotes that something big is about to happen, or that some big event is about to happen. So as we look at this, that looks like something like a door or even like a sundial. Is something about to be unlocked? And this image again looks like a sundial or an obelisk. And this is what's similar to what we see at the Vatican, something that even the Round Saturn's Eye channel speaks of a lot. He is a great channel. I encourage you to check him out. And of course, right at the Vatican, we've got the obelisk looking like a sundial, right in the middle of a sundial here, also representing the phallic and the womb, the phallic of Nimrod, the womb of Isis. It is all there right in plain sight. So really, something is being shown here. And as we keep going, we'll see in the next scene, it shows basically a pencil going into a sharpener. Because like we said before, it said maybe if we take a pencil, okay, and make a face. But the thing is here, you can see this pencil going into the sharpener. Now, I don't mean to sound perverted, but really when I saw this, it's like, to me, they're blatantly showing a very big sexual innuendo here because they're showing the pencil, hint, hint, going into the sharpener, hint, hint. Something is about to be birthed very soon. Because remember that all pagan festivals, even the one that just passed, good old Saturnalia, aka Christmas, is a pagan festival, and it's all about sex, ritual, magic, okay, the birthing of the beast. These are things, Christmas and Easter and these pagan festivals, along with many others, it's nothing more than ritual, sex, magic. They are getting ready for the birth of Antichrist, and the Vatican is playing a big role in that. And just in case you're wondering, here is a sharpener. You can see the pencil shavings coming out of the sharpener. So just as right in here, we're seeing the pencil going into the sharpener, and they're showing basically, again, the same imagery. All right. So basically, we were just shown the phallic or the pencil, the phallic of Nimrod represented by the pencil, and the womb of Semiramis or Isis shown by the sharpener. So really, this is graphically or indirectly or directly telling me that the birthing of Tammuz, the beast, their son, is coming very soon. This is the kind of imagery that we see even when we look at stuff like the Washington Monument. Again, we see the obelisk right in the middle of the Vesica Pisces, which definitely represents the womb or the female member, and you've got the male member right there. So really, this is shown to us all over the place. Many monuments, not just in Washington, but also in London, at the Vatican. So many places have these obelisks sticking right up, and of course, right, this just happens to be the pathways, just happen to be making a Vesica Pisces. So really, this is what we are being shown in our faces. And as we keep going, the mother says, then we see the life in the eyes. Life is always in the eyes. And of course, you can see this is an excellent one eye Illuminati symbolism right in our faces. You've got even the blood coming from the eyes, which to me shows that the beast will bring much death. And also showing the black, red, and red New World Order color symbolism there. Didn't mean to sound like Elmer Fudd there, but the beast is coming. Is that what we are being shown here? That the New World Order is going to rise with the beast that is coming very soon. And go figure. Then the mother says, "Ah, there's our monster." So you can see what is in the womb. We just show, we're showing the phallic of Nimrod, the womb of Isis, and the mother. What kind of mother really tells their little boy this kind of stuff? So can you already see what is taking place here? What we are being told already so early on in this trailer? Yet again, major black, red, and white New World Order color symbolism, but basically this is what is about to be birthed. This is what is in the womb. As we saw the ritual sex magic taking place, the Illuminati eye, and of course, the beast that is about to burst forth onto the scene. And as we keep going, we know that this beast pretty much, reminds us of Cernunnos, and we'll get to that in just a little bit. But really, that is what we're being shown here. Because what would a movie be, also as well, getting a little away from what we're going to talk about here? What would a movie be without the good old globe programming? I don't know about you, but I honestly do not know anyone who actually keeps a globe in their room. When I grew up, going to high school and grade school and even university, being a young adult, I never once saw any of my friends who had a globe in their bedroom. I never saw any of my friends or even people now, their children just do not keep globes in their rooms. So it's very interesting that almost every movie or TV show that you see, there happens to be a globe in the room. So they really want you to get that into your head, because if the flat biblical earth model was true, was the lie, then they would be putting that all over the place. But they want us so badly to believe in this globe nonsense. But moving right along, are we being told that the pit is about to open from Revelation 19? You got this Cernunnos imagery right here with this deer, and this circular device here again reminds me of CERN or time. Is this more CERN symbolism? Because really, this is who I believe we are being told that is coming very soon, because constantly we see this imagery for this two-horned beast, Baphomet, a lot of Baphomet imagery going on, but a lot of Cernunnos. We know that CERN is basically named after this guy, the god of the underworld. This is basically none other than Baphomet, Tammuz, whatever you want to call him. He will come out of the pit. I believe he will be the beast that comes in Revelation 9:11. And as we keep going, we'll see that more major one-eye symbolism is shown, this time one red and one blue. I think this is really showing us the mixing of the red and blue to make the purple. The opening of the third eye is coming. And is the beast that's coming going to bring the enlightenment or the third eye? But really, not at all. He is going to bring hell on earth. That is really what is coming here, as we look at this. Because really, this guy is going to be nothing but destruction, when Cernunnos comes. And, then the earth begins to, below begins to break apart and open up. To me, this looks like the womb is about to burst open. So guess who is coming? Who is coming? You can see the earth opening up. You can see the fire there in the earth. And so who is coming? Welcome, Apollyon, Abaddon. He has come for dinner. All right, Revelation, the pit of Revelation 9 has just been opened. I mean, look at, I love what he's done with the eyes. They go really well with the decrepit tree and earth all over him, don't you think? But really, this is none other than Apollyon, Cernunnos, Baphomet, whatever you want to call him. This is the beast that is coming out of the earth, exactly as we see in Revelation 9. All right, when we see from the beginning, it says the fifth angel sounded, and I saw a star fallen from heaven. to the earth. To him was given the key to the bottomless pit, and he opened the bottomless pit, and smoke arose out of the pit like the smoke of a great furnace. And as we see, as we keep going down, it says, uh, and they had as king over them the angel of the bottomless pit, whose name in Hebrew is Abaddon, but in Greek he has the name Apollyon. That is to me exactly what they are showing here. All right, that Abaddon, Apollyon, he is coming. This is the beast of Revelation 9:11. And of course, not only is he coming out of the pit, but he's also a giant. Okay, and the monster himself says, "You called for a monster." So not only has Apollyon come out of the pit, he's also a giant. So we've got major predictive programming to accept the giants and other creatures. This is to me also, if you look at him, basically all this earth and tree and whatever all around him, all this, this is major Gaia slash nature slash Wicca worship here. This is all about Cernunnos, the beast that is coming out of the pit. And again, which is what I believe we are being shown here like crazy. And, this is what is coming. I believe Cernunnos could possibly be the beast that comes out of the earth, the beast with the two horns, also that's been spoken about in Revelation 13, the beast out of the earth, possibly being the same one as the beast of Revelation 9:11, Abaddon, Apollyon, the Destroyer. Okay, that is what I believe we are being shown here blatantly. And of course, the main character, whose name Connor, says, "Whoa," and the monster says, "Whoa, indeed." And the monster then picks up Connor, and everything just seems fine, sitting in the arms of Apollyon the Destroyer. No big deal, right? As I saw Connor sitting in the arms of this beast of Apollyon, it really immediately made me think of this. I remember, and many of you also will remember, this statue that was to be erected, at the Oklahoma City Hall. I'm not sure if whether it ended up getting erected, if whether it went to Detroit or something like that. But if you look at it, basically it's Apollyon the Destroyer, Baphomet with the two horns, and you've got the two children there, that are basically been impaled to him almost, holding up by these poles. But they, it's basically the same thing as Baphomet, the devil, wants people to believe in him. He wants people to trust him. He wants children even to see him as a great guy, as someone that's going to help them, someone that's going to love them. But this is nothing of the sort. This is the same kind of thing we even saw in sci-fi thrillers or sci-fi shows and novels called Childhood Zen, a book written by Arthur C. Clarke. Many saw the miniseries that aired on Sci-Fi late last year, and of course, Corellan was the name of the again the two-horned dragon beast that came from space, and he unveiled himself after some time, and of course, he wanted to be flanked by two children. Same kind of thing with the Baphomet statue. How they want to make Baphomet the all-out devil figure, beast out of the earth, two-horned Cernunnos. They want to make him look like he's a child-friendly, awesome kind of guy here to save the day. Everybody loves him. Everybody loves Baphomet. Everybody loves the dragon. They're just conditioning everyone to love and, worship the dragon. So this is, really what is being shown here. And, as we keep going, the monster says, "I know everything about you, the truth that you hide." So, the devil wants us to think that and believe that he knows everything about us, that we can't go anywhere to hide. But really, the only one who knows everything about us is Yahweh, Abba Yahweh, God the Father, Yeshua, his son, Jesus Christ, and the Holy Spirit. They are the Holy Trinity is the one that knows about everything about us, not the dragon, not the devil. And the monster says this to Connor as he looks through the keyhole. And to me, this is major CERN symbolism, because what's on the other side? To me, humanity is being lured and seduced to look into opening the door. That is what the devil wants. In fact, these symbols of the keyhole is seen everywhere, even from an aerial view of many places around the world. We see this keyhole imagery all the time. And, right, of course, right in the Vatican, the basilica outside where the phallic of Nimrod just happens to be, again, looks like a keyhole. So really, all of these mystery religions are playing a part in doing that very thing. And of course, who can forget good old CERN? They even did this symbolic kind of thing, giving the key to the LHC, the Large Hadron Collider. And again, is CERN the key that will open the abyss, that will go into the keyhole and bring out the dragon, or sorry, bring out Apollyon the Destroyer? Because it's also quite interesting that CERN just happens to be right in the place called Apollyon, which was known as the gates of hell in ancient times. And as we see another scene of Connor looking through the keyhole, again, it's more one-eye symbolism. Satan wants humankind fascinated with his realm. They want to bring hell on earth. And it's interesting how, part of the Vatican, just like we saw, is shaped like a keyhole. So really, will CERN be used? Will the LHC play a key role, no pun intended, but play a key role, a vital role in opening up the abyss, in bringing the destroyer onto this earth? I really wouldn't be surprised at that at all, for what we are being prepared for, what we are being shown. And of course, as we keep going, Connor then brings his new BFF to school, and guess what happens? We see, a lot of destruction taking place, and the boy to your right is actually a bully to Connor. I know it's a little bit blurry. I was trying to get a screenshot that included these things because you can notice a blatant cross of Tammuz symbolism on the wall. Okay, it's like all over the place. You got three of them right there. So does the symbol of Tammuz denote the arrival of someone? Oh, it sure does. It sure means that Connor's new bestie has just arrived, and he comes to do Connor's battles for him. Connor brings him right into the school, and to me, isn't this the false prophet of Tammuz? Just awesome? Of course not. He's definitely not awesome. These are just the most ridiculous things that they love to show, because this is exactly what what the devil wants us to think, that he's a savior, that he's a helper, that he's helping Connor, get over his mother and the illness that his mother has. He's trying to help him. He's, saying it's okay to be angry, but really this is just not a good thing. Later on, surprise, surprise, another water scene, something that we see so much in so many movies and television shows, something that we have spoken a lot on this channel, whether it's about the bathtub or the water being under the water, even the last video we did about the Pope, yet again showing him underwater. I really believe this is nothing more than the baptism of humanity into the beast system that is coming soon, and even possibly showing the womb, the birthing of the beast that is also coming very, very soon. And as the scene flips to them, being in a fun park, and again, nice Illuminati hand sign there showing the fifth age is about to come soon. The V for the fifth age, courtesy the dragon, the beast, and the false prophet, of course. But also to the Illuminati, Vatican, Jesuits, this is what they dream of. So in their eyes, this whole scene of this party scene, this is exactly how they feel, because they want their fifth age of destruction to come. And these demon looking like figures, they just happen to go into this, like almost like a dance. I mean, could even be denoting CERN and Shiva, how he does the dance of the Nataraj about destroying the world. And you got good nice green and red and green, male and female ritual sex magic colors there. Okay, and so I find that quite interesting as well. Then as the world gets destroyed, these two are dancing around still in that same kind of cartoony kind of scene. But part of this movie, you see the world, destruction happening all over the place. And, they just love to show this, sign of Tammuz right there, the cross and the circle right there, associated with all of this destruction. So this is being shown to us really blatantly in plain sight. Then it switches to another scene where demons are dancing as the world gets destroyed to usher in their kingdom. Their supposed utopia here on earth, which will be anything but, is coming. I really believe they're trying to show the world that, Satan's kingdom is going to be so, full of light and beautiful, and, going to be an everlasting kingdom, but that's really just not the case. And, they show a scene even with the mother being on her deathbed, and she says, if you need to break things, by God, you break them. So, to me, what kind of motherly advice is that, unless it means something else? I believe the mother is really just reiterating the rhetoric of the Luciferian elite, that they want to destroy humanity. And this movie is complete predictive programming, in my opinion, for the destruction that is coming. They constantly want to show their destruction of humanity. Later on we see, the monster really rises from this tree here, fitting to having the sign of, good old Tammuz, the sun god, with the circle there. This is something that we see a lot, in these movies. This, cross and circle, which basically is nothing more than the cross of Tammuz. Many people need to realize that, Many people want to believe that Yeshua died on a cross, but really, I do not believe that at all. The original Greek word is stauros, which denotes an upright polar stake. I believe that the Vatican has inserted their pagan nonsense into the Bible, and by doing a re-rendering of the Greek, and the cross with the sun is nothing more than the sign of the sun god. All right, so that is what we are seeing here. See, can you see this? The sign of the sun god, exactly what we are seeing here. Okay, so they just happen to put this sign of Tammuz right by the area that the beast rises from. So, at this point, you can see him lying there. It looks like at this point that Connor is totally in love with the beast. So does Connor's love of the beast depict the future state of humanity? I really believe so, because after so much of destruction, I'm sure they're just going to be flocking towards the beast. And even the monster says to Connor, for you will make it through. Through what? All of this destruction? I mean, really, would you take the hand of Apollyon? This is trying to show that Apollyon the Destroyer is someone that's going to save you and be gentle and take care of you. But really, the monster goes, oh, come on. Telling him gently to come on, has a nice smile on his face. So Apollyon the Destroyer has now become the hero. So don't worry, humanity. Apollyon has our backs. Don't you worry about that. But, that could be, not further from the truth. The Apollyon does not have our backs. He is going to destroy, everything as he comes. And, later on we see Connor, which I think really represents humanity, is totally sold. He's all in there. I mean, if you look at his face, full acceptance, fully in love with the destroyer. This guy, this destroys everything. But hey, he'll protect me, right? I mean, that's really the look here. But even though all the destruction that's going on, and I find it also quite interesting that the Catholic Church here, crumbles in the background as the beast rises out of the earth. We keep being shown this church falling imagery in many different ways. So why is this? And I believe that Revelation 17 has the answer. And if we go to Revelation 17, we will see just exactly what that is talking about. And that is right here, in the New King James, in the Complete Jewish Bible. It says really that then he said to me, this talks about the meaning of the woman and the beast, and the waters which you saw, where the harlot sits, the peoples, multitudes, nations, and tongues, and the 10 horns which you saw on the beast, these will hate the harlot, make her desolate and naked, eat her flesh, and burn her with fire. Even as the CJB, the Complete Jewish Bible, says, as the 10 horns you saw, they will hate the whore, bring her to ruin, leave her naked, eat her flesh, and consume her with fire. For God has put it in their hearts to do what will fulfill his purpose, that is, to be of one mind, and to give their kingdom to the beast until God's words have accomplished their intent. And the woman you saw is the great city that rules over the kings of the earth. That is basically Mystery Babylon, the Vatican. I believe all mystery religions are headquartered under the Vatican. They are controlling everything. And I believe that, the reason why they keep showing this imagery of the church, of this, church falling, we know that the church is the circus. It's not even the real thing. And so we keep seeing this imagery of churches crumbling. And again, even in the video I Pet Goat 2 that many of you are familiar with, as soon as the Antichrist figure comes out of the cave on that boat of Anubis, we see the church start crumbling, which again looks like, again, a Catholic cathedral that starts crumbling. I really believe that we are being shown the destruction of all of the mystery religions. And again, another scene where the Antichrist rises up, comes through, and all the people get destroyed. And yet again, more imagery of destruction when the Antichrist rises and comes out. I believe we are being shown here that the beast and the 10 horns, his rulers, they will hate the harlot. And I believe that all the mystery religions, which are basically, I believe, headquartered with the Vatican, who is controlling all this, they are the harlot. They are the people, even though they are preparing the way for the beast to come, even though they think they're going to have a utopia. The beast and his people will destroy them. They will burn the harlot, eat her flesh. They will destroy the Illuminati. They will bring in this supposed utopia. They will make people think that they have destroyed all the corruption, and now we're going to have a great world, and they're going to basically rebuild a new one. And so really, when you think about it, why would there be any need for any of the world's religions once the beast and the false prophet come from above and below? Because everybody will be worshiping them. There'll be no need for religion anymore. So, to me, this shows, again, the Tammuz symbolism, the mark of the beast symbolism, the cross with the sun, the sign of the sun god. And you see all the sun crosses all over the place, for Tammuz. So really, the Vatican, the Roman Catholic Church, along with all the mystery religions, have been busy preparing the world The Pope, to me, is the precursor to the real false prophet who's coming in the name of Tammuz to promote Tammuz. Okay, so again, like I said, I believe when we constantly see this imagery of the church crumbling, I believe we are being shown that the mystery religions are going to be destroyed, that all of them, all of their religious centers are going to be destroyed, the Vatican, Mecca, what have you. All these places are going to be destroyed because the beast and the false prophet do not want any religions on this earth anymore. They want to be worshipped. The false prophet, Cernunnos, Baphomet, will point to the beast, Antichrist, Tammuz, to be worshipped, and that is what they want. That is what I believe Revelation 17 speaks of, that they want all of the religions destroyed so that the dragon, the beast, and the false prophet are worshipped. And as we keep going, we see all out chaos ensuing as the destruction takes place. The beast rises and the whore church crumbles. And the mantra says, the truth that you dream, to me, is prepping the world for his dream, to worship him. That is what they want. The dragon, the beast, and the false prophet, the pagan trinity, they want to be worshipped. They do not want any of the other religions to be around anymore. They are preparing the world through these religions, through these mystery religions, but they want to be worshipped. And of course, again, another shot of the church, aka the mystery religions, crumbling. The whore will be gone. The whore will be burnt. Her flesh will be eaten. They will kill these people off. And now that the world has been prepared by Antichrist minions, he's got no need for them anymore, which is exactly what Revelation 17 says. They will hate the harlot, all right? Because Revelation 17, the beast and the 10 horns will hate the harlot and destroy her. And for the longest time, I meant this meant God's people being destroyed during the tribulation time. I fully believe that the bride of Christ will be taken before the tribulation begins. And so I thought that the people who get left behind, that are, the people that become Christians, this is talking about, the Christians that get destroyed. I mean, definitely there'll be much persecution, but this constant imagery of the church being destroyed really is the pagan circus, mystery Babylon, harlot, whore church, because again, the beast and the Antichrist and the false prophet and the 10 kings, they will hate the whore. They will want nothing to do with her because they want to rule this world. And of course, again, major destruction taking place here, all pointing to what will take place when the final Antichrist and final false prophet arrive. More pagan cross of Tammuz imagery there in case you missed it. And again, please don't think that I'm ridiculing, what Yeshua did for us. Definitely, he died for us. I believe he died on an upright pole or stake. And, but people want to, get, I guess, a little upset when I say that, that Jesus didn't die on a cross. I fully believe that he died for us. I am not making light of his sacrificial death, the turning point in history. What I am saying is that the Vatican has inserted these pagan symbols into the Bible so that these things would become symbols that people would worship rather than the true name of Yeshua, of Yahweh. The Bible says that we will bow to the name of Yeshua, of Jesus. At the name of Yeshua HaMashiach, Jesus the Christ, every knee will bow, every tongue will confess that Jesus Christ is Lord, that Yeshua HaMashiach is the Adonai, to the glory of Abba Yahweh. But they want us to, Satan works with signs and symbols, and that's what he wants us to go with. So we will not bow down to a symbol. We will bow down to the name of Yeshua. All right. So then, of course, they flash something on the screen, something wild. Something wild. Of course, we know what that means. Of course, then they all of a sudden show the beast out of the pit. Is that the something wild? And all of a sudden showing Connor mourning like the people of Revelation 18, when their precious, Babylon is gone, just like it says here, that people will mourn. Okay, they will throw dust on their heads. Okay, here Revelation 18 verse 19, they threw dust on their heads and cried out, weeping and wailing, saying, alas, alas, that great city in which all who had ships on the sea became rich by her wealth, for in 1 hour she is made desolate. So people will be all out, in mourning when they see Babylon, when they see the Vatican or their, place of their headquarters of their religion, whether it's Islam, whether it's Judaism, whether it's, even Christianity, whatever. When they see all the Babylonian religions come crashing down, they will throw dust on their heads. They will be in mourning. Okay, so it looks like if you look at Connor here in the trailer, you'll see it looks like he is mourning just like one of those people. And of course, later on, we see Connor embracing the beast because really, because of all the destruction that is going to take place, really, the people will have no choice. They will have to follow after and embrace the beast, really, because they will see that the beast is only their savior, that they will marvel after him, they will follow after him, because we know with such displays of power, they will just have no choice. And of course, right from saying something wild, which then they flash the image of this guy, of the destroyer of Apollyon, and they show Connor basically worshiping him, then he will say, will save you. So the beast is going to save us. Really? I just do not think so. The beast is not going to save you. He is going to do the direct opposite. Satan, the Apollyon destroyer, wants to destroy your life. And then as we keep going, we see the beast destroying more buildings. Again, this one looks like a church. You can see the pagan cross of Tammuz again, showing how he really lives up to his name, Apollyon Abaddon, the destroyer. And then at this time, the monster says to Connor, what shall I destroy next? So really, this destroyer really lives up to his name. And funny, this destroyer isn't that the same meaning for Shiva, the mascot of CERN? We know that Shiva is definitely the one that sits outside CERN. There he is, donated by the Indian government, and of course we see that in Wikipedia that Shiva does the dance. The god of Shiva is a cosmic dancer who performs his divine dance to destroy a weary universe and make preparations for the god Brahma to start the process of creation. So really, Shiva is just the Hindu version of Apollyon, of the destroyer, of Baphomet, of Cernunnos, of the two-horned god that is coming out of the pit, out of the portal. So even you can see Shiva again. He basically sits he opens this portal of fire. Okay, like basically like the earth opening up with fire coming out of the pit, coming out of the out of the ground, out of the abyss. This is exactly Revelation 9:11 to a T. The destroyer is coming, and of course Connor all of a sudden says to the beast, to the monster, break the windows, and the beast says, break them yourself. So, to me, this is a cryptic clue using CERN to shatter the window between our world and the abyss. Okay, shattering the glass, shattering the mirror, very cryptic, very occultic meaning for opening the portal, opening the door, breaking the veil. And Nimrod, back when he built the Tower of Babel, he wanted to do the same thing, shatter the firmament, above us as well. So are we also seeing that this is also giving a clue for the return of the fallen angels who will come from the waters above, which I believe is their dwelling as well. So not only do they want to break open the abyss, the beast below, but they want to break open the firmament as well, so that the fallen angels come as well. And what I find interesting is the very next scene, as Connor breaks the window, the scene switches to something else, and possibly showing the other side breaking through. I also find it quite interesting how it looks like stained glass windows and pews from a church. You can see this demonic entity coming through. He's coming down the middle of what looks like a church building. There's stained glass all over the place. You can see the pews here. And again, the stained glass, which to me, the circus or circa, the church, the pagan church, is leading the way. Notice the red and green colors, which is again the Christmas, which is Christmas / male and female fertility sex ritual colors. And of course, notice the purple as well, the mixing of the red and blue to open the third eye. So there's a lot going on here, which really, as just as Connor breaks the window, they flash to this next scene of this guy coming through the window here, coming through as they break the glass, shatter the veil, break the veil, rip it right open, right through CERN, I believe. And this is what is being shown right in our faces. And then we see a bully scene here where the mother says to Connor, it's okay that you're angry, and as Connor makes a fist, so does Apollyon standing right behind him. So, looks like Connor and Apollyon have become, best friends now. How lovely that is, but it's really not. So has Apollyon come to save and help Connor? That's what they're really trying to show here, that, oh, Apollyon is a helper, he's a good guy, and, all of a sudden they flash this major war symbolism here. So notice the red color that is all over the place. To me, this really denotes Revelation 6 and the second seal, the red horse of war, because much destruction is definitely coming. We know that the red horse is the horse of war. Revelation 6 verses 3-4. And when he had opened the second seal, I heard the second beast beast, come and see. And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given him thereon to take peace from the earth, that they should kill one another, and there was given to him a great sword. So this is what we're being shown here, that the red horse of war, after the beast comes, the Antichrist, the white horse, I believe, could possibly be the Antichrist coming on the scene, but there will be much war, much desolation, much destruction. Many people are going to die. This is really what we are being shown here right in our faces. And of course, yet again, they show more destruction or more scenes of destruction, which is showing Connor and Apollyon. They're really like thick as thieves now. The actions that Connor is doing, you can see him raising his fists, and the same thing that Apollyon, the monster, is doing as Connor raises his fist. Apollyon raises his fist, and you see them accomplishing, Connor, the actions Connor does are basically being accomplished by his new bestie here. Good old Apollyon has become his bestie. They're all destroying things together, literally seemingly having a great time. And in this point, we can see that Connor has literally destroyed his entire house, and now is he basically fully possessed by Apollyon. We see just destruction everywhere. He's just destroying everything. He's using this, what looks like a stick or some piece of wood, and he's just destroying everything. He's literally destroyed his entire house. So, then we go to another scene. It's almost like a very bizarre cartoon-like scene that looks like a king or a ruler observing, destruction happening all over the place. Could this be a cryptic code for the Vatican and all the other, religious centers or headquarters like Mecca or the places of Judaism? Are they all being destroyed? Or could this be a cryptic code for the kingdoms of men or the world as we know it falling, that the kingdoms of men are about to fall, that the old world is being destroyed in order to usher in the new world or the fifth age? Obviously we will see. I believe that's what we could be showing here. So really, that's all the screenshots here. But really, we're being shown in our faces that the destroyer is coming. A lot of the people that are in these movies, this is Felicity Jones, who's one of the actors who plays the mother of Connor, and of course she is no stranger to New World Order type, a lot of destruction movies. She just played in Inferno with Tom Hanks, and of course a movie about destruction and death coming upon the earth. She's also playing in a movie that's playing right now called Rogue One, which I'm sure is again another New World Order space programming kind of movie. We've also got Liam Neeson, who also plays in this movie, Monster Calls. He's the voice of the monster himself. And of course, he's also definitely no stranger to New World Order type movies and space programming and very new age stuff that was going on with Qui-Gon here and the character that he played in Star Wars Episode 1. Of course, who could forget good old Sigourney Weaver, who's also in this movie. She is definitely also no stranger to movies with beasts and New World Order type stuff and the destruction that is coming all over the world. Remember her in Ghostbusters as she got possessed, by the beast herself. She was looking for the keymaker. She was the gatekeeper looking for the keymaker, basically playing Semiramis. And of course, good old Rick Moranis played the keymaker, or Nimrod. And they had to meet and have basically relations together. And of course, she's not only stranger, not only stranger that kind of movie. Many will remember her even in movies like Aliens, where she also again was in beast kind of movies. So we can never forget that these people are very much involved in this kind of thing. There she is playing in one of the more recent Alien movies, but she is no stranger to this kind of stuff. They definitely, these people know what they are doing. So again, this is all showing that the destruction of this world is coming, but please know that the answer is in Yeshua, because he is coming with his saints very soon. He is coming to take his bride out of this world before the destruction comes, but then he will come in power and great glory at the end. It says in Revelation 19 that I saw heaven standing open, and there before me was a white horse whose rider is called Faithful and True. With justice he judges and wages war. His eyes are like blazing fire, and on his head are many crowns. He has a name written on him that no one knows but he himself. He is dressed in a robe dipped in blood, and his name is the Word of God. The armies of heaven were following him, riding on white horses, and dressed in fine linen, white and clean. Coming out of his mouth is a sharp sword with which to strike down the nations. He will rule them with an iron scepter. He treads the winepress of the fury of the wrath of God Almighty. And on his robe and on his thigh he has this name written, King of Kings and Lord of Lords. Yeshua HaMashiach, Jesus the Christ, the Word of God. He is the only one that can save you from these things. All this destruction and death and the destroyer, all these things that we are being shown in these movies, he is the only one. Yeshua HaMashiach is the only one that can save you from what is coming, from the destroyer. Apollyon the Destroyer from Revelation 19, or sorry, from Revelation 9, he is definitely coming. There is no stopping Bible prophecy, no matter how much you think. He is coming to destroy this world, the beast, the false prophet, the Antichrist, the dragon, whatever you want to call it. He is coming very soon to destroy this world. But thankfully, even though the Lord is going to allow this judgment to come on this world, to judge the world, to bring Israel back to him, he is coming to set up his kingdom. He is the one that can save you from these things. And I pray that you put your trust in Yeshua HaMashiach. This movie and many others are showing all out destruction that is coming very soon. Apollyon, the Destroyer, Abaddon, CERN is probably going to play a big role in this, and they are working very hard to break the veil, to open the abyss. And so the destroyer is coming, and people, humanity, are being deceived and seduced into doing these things. And so the devil is just waiting to burst forth on the scene. But thankfully, there is hope in the name of Yeshua HaMashiach, Jesus the Christ. But we need to be aware of what these people are showing us in plain sight. And again, I would encourage you to join our Facebook page. You can definitely check us out there. We're having some great discussions. This is a group for open-minded people. You will not be welcome here if you're coming to argue and fight with people. This is a place of mature discussion, and I would encourage you, if you are that kind of person, please do join us on the In Plain Sight Facebook page. And I continue, as always, you don't have to believe anything that I say. You can think that I am crazy, but please look into these things for yourself, because we are constantly being shown what is coming in plain sight. God bless you.